is good coffee this morning. Good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up the football gods. Wake up, guys. Wake up. Wake up. Oh. The remote works so much better since I've changed the lights and stuff up here, waking up the football gods. So, happy Thursday, Thirsty Thursday. One more day to the weekend. I swear, time seems like it's flying by. Not fast enough to get rid of 2020. It's not flying fast enough to get rid of 2020. But it seems like every single day just keeps going by so quick. And it just does not feel like there's enough hours in the day to get everything done. And I'm pushing. You guys know I'm pushing every day. You know, as the rap song goes, every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Yeah, day and night. So I woke up a few minutes ago, and I'm actually down here a little bit earlier than usual because we have some news. We know the whole world and the country is dealing with the coronavirus. Things are not anywhere near where they normally are. I mean, you think about it, basketball, baseball, hockey, we haven't had those. And here it is, we're about a month away from training camps opening. You know, we're 80 days, 12 hours, 25 minutes, and 35 seconds away from kickoff, hopefully, of the 2019 season. And we haven't had any OTAs yet, other than virtual reality ones. Things are not going to be the way we used to have them. We can hope that we're going to have a full season and we're going to be able to go to the games like usual, but I don't see how that's going to happen. We know that baseball is back for a 60-game season. We know basketball is supposed to be back, going to Orlando in a 24-team league. 8 regular season games and playoffs. Things aren't going to be perfect or normal for the NFL either. We open up training camp in a month and 3 days. The NFL this morning has announced that the Hall of Fame game is being canceled. Something we speculated about because when you think about football, one, there's too many damn preseason games to begin with. But two, with teams, and I think we're up to 10 or 11 teams that already have players or personnel that have tested positive for coronavirus. We know Zeke Elliott has tested positive. Reported yesterday that he's fine. You know, he had a couple days where he was feeling sick, had a couple of coughs. But is taking the rest of this week just to kind of get himself back together. And he had a statement yesterday that he hopes that we play football, but he hopes that we do it the right way because he knows he's going to be okay. He worries about, though, players that may have a sick child at home or a sick relative or family members. And you think about months of football. Basketball is looking about at locking everybody in, playing in a bubble to mitigate possibilities that they haven't. Football doesn't seem to have that plan. It's like business as usual at the moment. And so when you think about what's going on right now with some areas where there's more than others, thinking about in August, which is not far away, taking a team from Texas and Pittsburgh and bringing them to Ohio for a meaningless game that the stars aren't going to play, it's not worth the risk. And if players are going to risk something, they would rather risk it for a game that actually mattered. So in my eyes, I have no problem with this. I think it's actually the best move for the NFL is to postpone this, to try and mitigate as much as possible the chances of spreading the virus. You know, it's crazy because it seemed like it was just a couple of months ago that I was waffling on whether to go to training camp in Oxnard or rent the RV and go to the Hall of Fame game and have a guys trip. And it seems like that was just a lifetime ago. Because, we all look forward to football season. We all can't wait to get there. We can't wait to get around all of our other Cowboy fans and things and all. But this is the new reality of life. So the Hall of Fame game is canceled for only the second time. The last time it was canceled was because of the collective bargaining agreement and the strike. They had a shorter off season, and they said, we're just going to do away with the Hall of Fame game. And this is now the second time. Also along with this is the enshrinement ceremonies. They're going to postpone that indefinitely. We don't have a word as to when they'll be able to do that. But this is another one of those things that it is the right move. When you think about the Hall of Fame and the gold jackets and the inductees on the stage there with all of the other gold jackets and things, there's a lot of those players that are very elderly and up there. And I know a lot of people are young. You're not worried about coronavirus. I'm young. I'll get over it and things like that. But when they say sacrifice grandma, it's also talking about grandpa too. And you're also talking about some of these great Hall of Famers, the cornerstones, the founders. The reason we have football we have today because of these Hall of Famers that are there. And I've been to the Hall of Fame, I think it was 2013 when Larry Allen went in. And I remember being privileged to sit there in those stands, to have Floyd Little literally sitting next to us, watching the Hall of Fame game. Was unbelievable, wearing his gold jacket. And rest your soul, Floyd Little is no longer with us, died a few weeks back. So risking all of these football greats for this ceremony is just not worth it. And we have to start getting to our heads that this season isn't going to be a normal season. I mean, if we're looking at, going to AT&T Stadium and tailgating on the grass with everybody else and, a packed house, I don't see that happening. And we need to start realizing that it's not going to be the same, so that way we set our expectations. The problem is going to be is now, Zeke Elliott's fine. But if somebody tests positive, they're going to be quarantined for 2 weeks. If they get sick, some people will get really, really sick. Some people might not at all. Some people may, be, hey, I feel great. Why do I have to hold out? It's kind of like concussions. When you think about guys that go up underneath the tent and they say, I'm fine and everything else, and I'm ready to go back in, but it's like, no, they've hidden the helmet. You can't go back in. And so you're going to have players that you might lose for 2, 3, 4 weeks, or you might have some players that get sick and they have the respiratory, syndromes a lot worse than others, and they may be out 4 or 5 weeks. So the product on the field that you're going to see may be vastly different. The level of play on the field may be vastly different. We already had set up, because of the new CBA, a shorter off season, less practices. And now you may be missing key players. You may have your starting quarterback gone for 2 or 3 weeks because of coronavirus. So this year, it's not going to be business as usual. It's going to be a little bit crazy. It's going to be a little bit hectic. And you may see some of these replacement players playing. That's going to be the reality. But like Zeke Elliott said, he hopes we have a season, and he hopes that we do it the right way. And this is where, if you want a season, you want a season, it's also up to you to help in the situation. Don't look away from me. Don't go, psh. You can make a difference by helping to make sure this thing does not spread more. Wash your hands. Wear a face mask. Keep a distance. And keep your ass away from other people. Keep your ass at home. It works. The little bit of time that it takes is a very short window of your life. If you do not take that window, it may mean the difference of somebody else's life. I'm Mark Holmes, and well, I've got to get ready to get up out of here. I got some work to do. Got to go down because we're trying to get the building permit for the red brick house. I'm going to do a little bit of work down there, and trying to keep hustling because every day I'm hustling. I'll see you guys soon.